Dear Diary, May 7th, 2017. Oh, and please don't mind the appearance. I just took a shower and washed my hair. About to go to bed, but this is real life. This is something like I actually wanted to talk about last week, but then some, a bunch of stuff went down, kind of pushing my mind, but then today it came back again. Last week I was talking to one of my new internet friends. She's May_Mosh8 on Instagram, and she's like a young lady who is a very intelligent young lady, and she is trying to get through law school, and also she's working. And she was saying, and I don't think she minds me sharing this because we were talking about it on You Now, but she was just saying how she gets really frustrated sometimes when she sees like these like young YouTubers who are like either her age or younger, and they're driving Maseratis and going on crazy vacations and just like living the free life, and she's working her butt off trying to make stuff happen. And the thing is like, she shouldn't feel that way, because that's, I want to say like that's like real life. Like what she's doing, it's what you got to do if you want to get ahead. You got to work. And she's doing it, but I understand where she's coming from about getting frustrated, because sometimes I get frustrated too. But I'm going to tell you what I told her is that it actually makes me wonder, what's going to happen to those people, let's say in like 10 years. The super young YouTubers or, Musically people who have just made all this money very, very young. Because, I mean, I'm not trying to hate on anyone. This isn't like directed at one YouTuber in particular. It's like a group. I'm addressing a lot of people. You get money so young, and I don't really see them saving. I just see spend, new Jordans, new hats, new shoes, new clothes, new jewelry, new bikinis, spend. And yeah, going on trips and stuff may make good content, but I mean, that money is not going to be coming in like that forever. I mean, we're already seeing problems like that happening on YouTube, at least. And the thing about it is, I don't think YouTube's going to be YouTube, at least not the way that it is right now, for very long. Personally, I think live streaming is the future of where the internet is going. Because, I mean, live streaming is already like a function on every major social media app. They all have like a live stream. So I think live stream is the way that it's going, because people are getting on Twitch and all kinds of things. You Now, Live.me, Lively. I think that's the future. But I don't know how to say this. So I personally think that getting an education is very, very important. I went to college. I had to work full-time while I was in school, full-time. I went to my local university here, and I don't want to say lucky, but I didn't have to pay for my tuition because I got a scholarship, and it wasn't luck that I got the scholarship. Like, I worked my ass off in high school and got good grades, so I received a scholarship that paid for my tuition, but it didn't pay for my books, it didn't pay for my lodging. All of that had to come out of my own pocket. I paid for that with my full-time job. And, I had some help like from my mom and stuff, but I was always working. And I'm just worried because it appears that a lot of these kids aren't moving on from high school. They're not going to college, or at least it looks like they're not headed that way. And I'm not saying that everybody has to go to college. There's very successful people who never went to college, but I do think that you should never stop learning. You should always be reading, and I don't mean like reading the popular hashtag that's trending on Twitter. I mean reading actual books and articles, and just being in touch with the world, and just always learning, always growing. And it just makes me wonder, like, okay, like, just, I mean, worst case scenario, let's say like YouTube just decides to, or Google decides to shut YouTube down. Like, there's too many problems, there's too many scandals, too many advertisers are pulling out, nobody's getting paid anymore. We're not going to do AdSense anymore. Where are you going to be? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? I hope that there's someone, like the parents or somebody, telling these kids, okay, you can buy that, you know, bag, or you can buy those shoes, but you should be putting like at least 30% of the checks that you're getting into a savings account. Or I hope they're buying property, buy a home, which it doesn't look like some of them are, because it's like, it looks like a lot of them are like renting and then they're getting kicked out because they're doing crazy crap to their apartment or house just for a video and they get evicted, because that's the real world. You can't destroy other people's property and not expect consequences. And I'm just worried, like, what, like, okay, these people are the future. What if they had to get a real job? I don't think they could. Because if you're spending all your time in YouTube land or internet land, you aren't really learning people skills. You might be learning social media skills, but you're not learning that face-to-face reaction skill that other people have to do when they go to school and when they have a job, like a full-time job. And I'm just wondering, like, what's gonna happen to these kids when something comes crashing down? I mean, like back in, I'm gonna sound hella old, back in my day, you know, it was Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Bynes, and, you know, they were on top. They were, you know, they were the best, and then the fame and the money too fast, and I saw them spend, party, and, you know, sorry, and, you know, I mean, Lindsay Lohan's in and out of rehab, she's in trouble with the law, most of her money is kind of dwindled away now. Props to Amanda Bynes though, because I just read an article recently, it seems like she's doing better, so, because here's the, I love Amanda Bynes, like, I love her. But yeah, homegirl lost it for a little bit, and they say, you know, because she's bipolar or whatever, but I'm wondering if, like, yeah, maybe she's bipolar, but there's lots of bipolar people who are able to keep themselves healthy. My bipolar might be a part of it, but it's like bipolar plus she had a ton of money and nobody told her no when she was on top. So she didn't even learn. She never learned how to treat her bipolar properly because she's a child star. Let her do whatever she wants. And it almost damn near killed her. Same thing, kind of the same thing with Lindsay Lohan. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm wondering if, I'm not going to name any YouTubers' names because I don't want to single anybody out, but I'm just wondering if some of these popular young YouTubers are, they're going to be the next Lindsay Lohan and the next Amanda Bynes. We're going to see some crazy stuff happen to them. And this is, oh God, this is going to turn into a really long video. I can already tell. I watch certain YouTubers because, like, I relate to them and almost like I could see me being friends with them just because of how our personalities are. And I think that's why YouTube is so great, because people feel close to you and they relate to you. But the other thing is not everybody on YouTube is a good person. In fact, some of them are downright disgusting and evil. But you don't know because they're putting on a face for the camera, and then people get shocked when rape scandals and sex scandals and drug scandals come out. It was like, well, these aren't good people. And it's hard because YouTube is a platform, and it's like that stage mentality or a soapbox mentality. So you're on the street, a crowd full of people, some guy steps up on a soapbox, and let's just say he's blurting nonsense, but he's raised a foot higher, everybody has to look up to him, and he's shouting over the crowd. People are gonna stop and look. So YouTube is giving you this huge stage for really bad people, and they're shouting garbage, and people out there are falling for it. They're going for it. And you think that, you know, you start holding them up, you think that they're like so great because they're stars and they're famous, but they're not good people, and then they'll be proven to do things wrong. And their subscribers, you know, consider themselves diehard fans, and they'll justify, they'll rationalize everything that they did and why they did it because they have fallen in love with the person on the soapbox, even though the person on the soapbox is no better than you, is just like you. In fact, probably a worse person than you because they're evil on the inside. That's the thing that I feel like when you have the camera pointed at you, I'm sorry, if you have the camera pointed at you, you can only keep up a facade for so long. You know, when people are watching you and you're always on the internet, I think whatever you are, whatever's inside, it's gonna come leaking out, and people are gonna see behind your mask and they're gonna figure it out. But yeah, like I feel like the people who on YouTube who actually been like smart with their money, I said I wasn't gonna name names, but it seems like the YouTubers, like the originals that are still like kind of young, but they're really popular, I don't see them flashing the cash like I see the kids. But I think that's because when they started YouTube and stuff, they weren't getting paid, not like you can get paid now. So they actually were working, like they had to work. And I know some people are gonna say, I know some people are like, well, so-and-so works really hard. Yeah, probably not. I mean, to get anywhere on YouTube back in the day, you had to do like full out sketches, full out performances. It wasn't just turning on the camera and me just sitting here. You know what I mean? They were like productions. People had to get their friends, hire actors, and that's how it was done. It's killing me too sometimes, like how fast it's happening for these young people. This video is so long already. I'm sorry, I should just shut up. I just had to get that off my chest. It's just that, like, I think sometimes people forget that there's the real world and then there's internet world, and they're two very different places. And I'm just worried. I mean, it might sound like I'm bitching at, you know, bigger YouTubers than me. It's not about that. It's just like I get worried because I'm just like, what's your plan B? You know what I'm saying? What's your plan B? And that's another thing with like some of the older, bigger YouTubers. They have plan B, plan C, plan D, E, F, G. Like they have other things going on other than just, you know, YouTube. They have, or banking off their YouTube fame. They have businesses, they own studios. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that the kids, I don't know, I just hope there's somebody behind the scenes, instead of using them and try to squeeze, like a manager who's using them and trying to squeeze everything out of them. I hope there's somebody behind the scenes that's like, hey, college fund, hey, let's start a trust fund, hey, let's buy a house so you have somewhere to live when your YouTube career comes crashing down. And I don't know, that's all I gotta say. I've talked for like 15 minutes. I apologize. I keep doing that, sorry. That's offensive.